Hello, my name is Ewa. I am from Myanmar, which is known as Burma. I have finished my Bachelor of Arts in Religious Studies since 2004, and after graduating from my um, religious studies, I have been serving in the ministry in Burma and also in Thai uh, among the Karen people, and also Thailand Burma border where Karen people lived. So, in order to talk about more on Karen, Karen is one of the ethnic groups in Burma. And in brief, politically, there is a conflict between Burma and other ethnic groups. But as I'm a Karen, I would just say and focus only more on the conflict between Karen and Burma. If we look at into the history, we can see that uh, there is a longest. It is the longest civil war between Karen and Burma. That is start because of the uh, effect of the consequence of the colonizations. So, but in my assignments, as I have to focus, as I have to talk about the issues of the that I have been through in the ministry. I want to talk about and focus more on the racial hatreds and the consequence of the racial hatred. So, if we see, if we look at like Karen people, uh, they are physically abused, and also that kinds of like words and like that they have been through, it's affects their mentality and the character. So we can see that the mentality and the character of Korean people are very difficult to control after having through with war and then physically abuse. In order to identify the issues in this assignments, the first thing that I would like to propose is that um, breaking promise easily. It doesn't mean that all Korean people are breaking promise easily, but the problem that we have been facing is that is one of the important things that we need to solve out. Most of the Korean leaders and educated people, they try to work with the people in the organization or in the church, but mostly they have to face with that kind of problems like breaking promise. Sometimes they give promise easily, but they don't keep the promise. So that is the first thing that need to solve out. And the second thing is that forgiveness. And forgiveness is very it plays important role, because when you cannot forgive each other, it is not easy to work together, right? um, okay, for example, in a church, if someone is angry with other one, for example, the church leader, the pastor, and then the elders, when they are doing something and they get angry each other, and then they just keep in mind and they don't speak out openly, so the unforgiveness is growing in their mind, and then to work together and to go to reach to the goal is very difficult to do it. So, and forgiveness is in the church organizations, it is very it can ruin the church and organization. So Jesus teaches to forgive. So I want to solve out this problem. How to even they have known about the word of God, but still that unforgiveness still in their mind. So the second things that I need to focus and I need to solve out is how to take a part of and forgiveness, and then to be in the unity. And the last things that I would like to propose is that the problem is refusing other suggestion. Actually, it is very important to accept one another suggestions in one of the issues or one of the problems that happens in the church or organization. But people are rarely difficult to accept their suggestions. For example, like we are living in the 21st century, we should change some of the program of the worship, but it's very difficult to talk to the older people, especially they don't want to change the program. They just want to go the way they do when they are young. But compared to nowadays, it is not sometime good to do everything, but the things that we should value is our culture and the things that the elder people do. But we need to little bit change of and be innovated, but not out of the border of the we should not go out of the border of that we should do. So and then for example, singing the praise and worship songs is not permitted in other church. So it's a little bit difficult to do, and to even you want to do more active, but people usually like traditional, and then they just want to do what they do in the past. So sometimes it is good that to accept other suggestion. So the last thing that I need to solve out is the if refusing other suggestions, so how to deal with that problems. So there, altogether, there are two issues that I would like to propose. So in the second part of the assignments, we have to talk about the utopia that we have been in our imaginations. So not only me, but also many of the current people, they have dreamed about to live in an ideal place, such a utopia. Um, One day, I don't know when, but one day we all have dream that we would like to stay together uh, with our all current people in that ideal place. And the ideal place is, which the name is Gotule. So it's a kind of a place which is full of greenery, green scenery, and everything is greened. And it's like a we can say the ideal place, which is not really a city or a village, but it's very quiet, and there is no war and there is no racial hatred. So in my imaginations, if if that place can be, if we can live there, this place should be for all people, and then the standard of the people should not be separate, only one standard. There's no rich poor nor poor people. The standard of the people are the same, so that they can use for example, public car, and then for health they can use like a bicycle, and then have a side uh, walking like a park, so that it's good for health, and then it's one of the way which can reduce the global warming issues, because nowadays global warming issue is the issues that people try to solve out. So that ideal place can help to reduce pollutions, and then to keep the people from healthy. And then the other things that is important is those who lived in that ideal place is should be should value the their identity. And the second thing is language, And the third thing is um, their educations, because educations can help them to know about more, and then to solve the problems that I have been solved that have been proposed in the past. I think that if all the people have good educations, and then they have been grown up spiritually by the word of God, and then I think it will be a perfect place where we can live together, and then uh, maybe, and I hope so, I hope that there will be no more breaking promise, and no and forgiveness, and refusing us suggestions that will be changed into uh, keeping promise, forgiveness, and accept other suggestions. So in that ideal place, uh, I want love and justice, and the ruler who rule that place should base on the Bible. So if we live according to Bible, and then if we don't need to worry about the, how do we say, war, and then if we don't need to afraid of other people who will come and attack, and then current all the current people will live very peacefully, and then we'll serve the Lord, and then we agree each other, uh, and then do the and fulfill the will of God.